this is Lena Kepton with Now She Knows, and I am here to talk about something that may be a bit touchy, and hopefully you don't get too touchy with this one because it has to do with weight and being fat and hypergamy and how that could influence your hypergamous journey. Okay? And this is all in love. Honestly, I'm operating from a place of love. I'm operating from a place of genuine wanting better for anyone who's listening to this, okay? Now, if I can give a little background about myself, girl, like, I know that I could lose a bit more weight, and not only that, and this is not a moment to put anything myself down or anybody down, but it's just a moment of being honest, because how can you get to where you want to be? Because the first place to even get to anywhere is that you have to be honest with yourself, and that's what weight loss in hypergamy is all about, is knowing how to be honest with yourself when it comes to your goals, when it comes to where you want to be, and what you're willing to accept and all that good stuff, and how high you want to go and what changes you may have to make, which there's nothing wrong with losing weight. There's nothing unhealthy about losing weight. Of course, if you lose too much of it, but that's usually not the case. So, okay, so instead of being all over the place, let's just get to it, okay? Now, based off of what I've learned and seen, it is best to lose any and all extra, all the extra pounds, any and all of the pounds that you can. Not only for your dream man, but for you, because honestly, you're going to look so much better in your clothes. You're going to feel like, come on, don't sit here and tell me, if you're sitting over here right now and you're over, because it depends on your height. Usually the average height, well, for the women that I've seen, is about 5'3" to 5'4", right? That's like an average height. And if you're 160, that's, you gotta bring it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I feel like if you're like, for example, we're just gonna use the 5'4" for an example. If you're 5'4", you need to be 135. Period. And even they say that's overweight. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something. Because I've never been like fat in my life. Like, I've never been, BBW, I should say. Like, I've never been that girl. But I've always been thicker. I've been, close to skinny before in my life. Like, that point where you just have to push extra harder just to lose all that extra weight so that you can become skinny. Like, I was there, And one thing that I noticed compared to when I was my smallest to when I was my biggest, that of course I felt more confident when I was smaller, because the clothes fit, like, oh my God, like the clothes just, oh, they fit or whatever. And I know I know I'm supposed to relate this to hypergamy, but losing weight, period, is going to boost your confidence. Losing weight, period, is going to just make you feel, as a woman, it just makes you just feel so much more confident. And maybe I'm just speaking for me, but I've never heard, it's very rare for a woman to lose weight and be like, oh my God, I feel so ugly. I'm just saying. Anyways, that may not be, the appropriate or proper thing to say, but I'm just trying to be as real as I can. So, like I'm saying, you're just going to look much more attractive when you feel more confident in your clothes and they fit, like, perfectly because you're much more leaner, so therefore your clothes, instead of you grabbing onto your clothes with your body, your clothes grabbing onto you and accentuating your curves without accentuating your rolls. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, when you lose a lot of weight, you don't have to do all that extra probing and pinching and tucking and, the trick where you put the roll in the back underneath the bra. Yeah, I'm bringing it up. I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out, girl. I'm calling you out. Losing weight, losing all the unnecessary pounds, okay? That just makes life so much easier. Not even just in hypergamy and just to look cute in clothes, but just literally just walking around and being able to breathe without feeling like you about to die. Okay? As women, we already have extra fat on us that even if we're skinny, that fat ain't going nowhere. Like, so why would you make it harder on yourself? And I get it. It's life. With ups and downs, but when you have a goal and you are persistent and you have a vision for your life and for yourself, you're going to do what you got to do. And I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to me, I'm talking to all of us, okay? Now, when I look at the hypergamous women that I admire, okay? For example, I just did a video on her hypergamous journey, Karen Huger. When I look at Karen Huger, I look at the Married to Medicine lady. I don't know her name. It's like Tanya or Tina or something like that. The Monique Samuels, the Sofia Vergara, even Jackie Christie from Basketball Wives. I noticed that even though they may have put on a few pounds here and there because life happens, like, okay, duh. They managed to not get obese and overweight. And actually, they lose whatever extra pounds that they gain. You could tell that they go back to focusing on losing it. Okay, girl, I'm getting a little too, we need to bring it back down. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm just saying, when I look at how, and when, especially when I look at the women I just mentioned, when I look at how they looked when they met their husbands, how they looked when their husbands were first pursuing them, and even, when they first got married, all these women I just mentioned were skinny. They were small. Okay, it wasn't, small. All right, and here's the thing, or slim thick, small. They were skinny to slim thick. Here's the thing. In the Black community specifically, I know that especially Black women who are just finding out about hypergamy, no matter how successful they are, they're just finding out about hypergamy. They're also just finding out that there's some things like weight loss that can help out a lot, because if you grew up regular degular schmegular, not really learning about feminine stuff, not knowing how to look good so you can make your life easier, and all of that stuff, you tend to think that being overweight is normal, that it's okay, even if it makes you feel like crap, and you're wondering why you're depressed and feeling like crap, and you're just eating more, which creates even more of a problem and just continues the problem. And it's just like you have to break that pattern, because sometimes in our subconscious we associate, especially in the Black community, I'm gonna just keep it real, like we associate with being overweight as normal. As a woman, like that's like normal, like having all those rolls and stuff. It's okay to love yourself, but it's also okay to look at yourself and be like, I can really lose a few pounds, and then have that discipline and persistence to get it done, especially if you're looking to date up and marry up and just be a better you, even if you're not doing that, like just to be a better you, like, because why would you want all that extra stuff on yourself, especially if it's making you feel some type of way? I'm not talking about the people who not feeling some type of way about their bodies, But most women that I see who are clearly overweight, they're not happy. They would be happy to shed those pounds. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And here's another thing. This should encourage you when you look at women who I've just named, because this channel is for every woman, because I mean, it's whoever's going to look at it and it helps. I'm happy to help anybody, and or encourage anybody or inspire anybody. But specifically for Black women, this information is definitely needed, because the examples I've just given to you are Black women of all shades, from light to, let me see if I name anybody dark. Oh, Sofia Vergara's not dark. No, Tanya's a little dark skinned. She's a little on the dark skin side. So ranging from all shades, honey, and all of them were in shape, okay? And those women I just named, they look like me. They look like other regular Black women, that they could be from around the way, but because they decided to upgrade their looks, and one of the ways that they did that was through weight loss or just already being skinny and then working from there. It's like, sis, she did it, you can do it too. Basically, that's what I was trying to get around to the point of saying. So, let's answer the big question here. Like, I know this is long, but let's answer the big question. Is it possible to be fat and hypergamous? I feel like anything's possible. Duh. Hypergamy just simply means marrying up, dating up to your standard, and being provided for fully by a man. Is that possible, to be fat and be fully provided for by a man who treats you well and you're happy? Yes, it's definitely possible. If I could use an example, okay, I'm not gonna call her out, because I don't want her to get mad and be like, oh, you trying to call me big. And I'm not saying that out of disrespect. I think she's really beautiful. Honestly, it's a YouTuber on here, and I don't know, I'm not gonna say what her name is, but she's a really really cool person. I loved her channel. Just from based off, I'm like, okay, this lady is making all these videos from home. Like, she don't work, she got a husband. Oh, she's a stay-at-home wife, and that's what drew me to her channel. But she's on the heavier side, and even she said herself that she wanted to, that she could spare to lose a few pounds. She's still a very attractive woman. She's still beautiful. She is on the bigger side, but she's fully funded. Her husband takes care of her. She's allowed to be able to be as creative and make YouTube videos and be as funny as she is and hilarious. And I really love her channel and I really like her. But it's definitely possible. And that's just an everyday woman, you know what I mean? So it's definitely possible to find a man that will pay all the bills, and you being able to be a stay-at-home, with you being overweight, like I just mentioned, the lady. And there's another stay-at-home wife channel, and she's on the bigger side too. Okay? But you must be realistic about what your standards are. And not only that, it's not even just about standards. Like, make it easier on yourself. Make it easier. We all know, by now you have to know what men like. You know what I mean? Or what's going to draw them in, and what's going to keep them in, or what's going to make them do what they're supposed to do. Because that's the whole point, to encourage and inspire them to treat you the way that you want to be treated. And when you get real about that, it just makes it easier. Like, who wants to wait that long, and but here's another thing. What I was gonna say. Oh yeah, and there's another one too. Like, I know this is out of random, but there's another lady. She's famous. She's like a hairstylist, and she's plus size, but she puts a lot of effort into her looks. Like, and she married a doctor, honey, not just anybody, a doctor. I think he's a surgeon, and she's very beautiful. She's very gorgeous. So it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. You shouldn't feel bad if you're overweight now. It shouldn't stop you from going out and getting dates. It shouldn't stop you. Like, do it before you're ready. That, you know, I'm not saying don't be hypergamous just because you're fat. Like, I'm not saying don't attempt to level up just because you're fat. But I'm saying, in the process, it would help to, you know, back it up. Unless you want to do what you want to do, then it's up to you. At the end of the day, it's really up to you. So it is safe to say that you shouldn't, you know, isolate yourself from experiencing the benefits of dating up / marrying up just because you're big. You know, continue to be as feminine as possible. Because those women look, you're a woman, okay? Women get taken care of, period. But for your health and to be open to many more options, it's super helpful to lose all unnecessary weight in the process. Okay? That's the whole point. Just to be open to all the options you can be open to. Because let me tell you something. Okay? Let me tell you something. It's so crazy because I don't know if it's just in the Black community. Well, yeah, I don't know. But these particular channels, one with the stay-at-home wife that I just told you about, who's on the bigger side, when they were doing a couples interview or couples questions and answers thing, and they asked, okay, if you could sleep with someone else besides your wife, or who's your fantasy woman, who would it be? And the man, he named a skinny woman, Megan Good. Yeah. That just speaks to, you know, look, just ask him who he would sleep with, and then you get the answer. He gonna be honest about that. You know what I mean? So, boom, there you go. And even on another channel where this boyfriend and girlfriend answer question or whatever, and the girl's on the bigger side, and guess what he said? Megan Good. Don't look nothing like the girl they were. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you could be getting even treated even better, you know, because you're inspiring him. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to you at the end of the day. Let me know what you guys think, and y'all have a good one. Hey, before you leave, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. Or depending on where you're listening to this, make sure you follow this channel. And also, don't forget to share this with your peoples. Be sure you click on that notification bell so you can get an update on the next video, because it's going to be